The year is 2005. Huh, I wonder what he's listening to. Okay, keep in mind that it's 2009 in the game. Persona 3 is a 2005 PS2 game that is part of the Shin Megami Tensei series, and somehow, against all the games from that era, this one has made a lasting impact through its storytelling and overall aesthetic. For those of you who are new to the story of P3, it's essentially what happens when you get sent to live in a dorm, have to go to a new school in the city, sign a contract with a ghostly child, make a bunch of new friends, summon the spirit by shooting yourself in the head, saving all the sad people in your geographical location, and then spoiler, you die. And for a game whose theme is Memento Mori, because death's always approaching, there's a lot of discovery one's true self and the friends we made along the way, even if the answer is mostly no answer. This is Persona 3, and it's probably the saddest and the most melancholy out of all the modern Persona games. There are literally people slumped over the streets due to something called the apathy syndrome. But now we have a full-on remake coming, and after 18 years, does the story still hold up? Because obviously the gameplay from the PSP port doesn't. I feel bad for the 3P3 players, because they missed out on so much that you'll have to use YouTube playthroughs to fill in the gaps of the story. Welcome back, I'm Dusk. Today we're going to cover how the tragic story of Persona 3 is one that we just can't forget, to the point where Alice not only teased a revival of the P3 protagonist for years across multiple games, but is now developing a full-on remake for a new generation with modern visuals and gameplay, including the return of walking around with your hands in your pockets, which is something that has been absent in its last two ports. And whether or not if this is Atlus's way of having fans play the story again for the 5th time, and delaying Persona 6, this one is well worth the wait. Also, keep in mind that timelines are just a suggestion at this point. Wait, does that mean Elizabeth failed?
This one piece is beloved by all, including friends, boyfriends, and boyfriends' friends. Alluring yet prudish, the ultimate combination. Oof, what are they talking about?
In Persona 3, you play 2000's emo boy Makoto Yuki. Yes, according to the anime, his name is also Makoto. And unfortunately for him, there's a lot of people who die. Not to mention that the Dark Hour itself is like a visual representation of purgatory, with every person who is unable to experience it somehow transformed into a coffin. They never quite explain that one, but at least it looks cool. And no, normal people don't get an extra hour of sleep out of it. Also, like quite a lot of few JRPGs, one of the party members, Shinjiro, is killed while protecting Ken, the unnecessary boy who is added to the party in the latter half of the game.
Isn't this what you wanted?
And let's be honest, we all would rather have kept Shinjiro instead of Ken. He is shot by the villain Takuya. After this event, the school holds a memorial, but Atlus decided to change his fate to Persona 3 Portable. If you max out his social links before a certain date, he will survive his gunshot wound and end up in a coma, and eventually will be discharged from the hospital by the end of the game. Personally, I didn't get too attached to him as his time in the game was very short, but it's crazy that I just found out about this new outcome.
Come on, kid, you're just a kid.
Then there's the group Strega, who are lab-created Persona users and are the villains of the game. They include Digi-destined reject Jin, Holy Gothamic Chidori, and the human version of that vegan lion from Futurama Takuya, who are all dying due to the medication they have to take. This medication helps them control their personas. Jin blows himself up with a grenade to fend off shadows, Takuya starts a cult, yeah, Japan has a problem with cults being the thing, and dies after the final fight with Seize. And Chidori dies in the hospital after saving Junpei. But again, in Portable, it's possible to save her by interacting with Junpei. She's even mentioned to be alive in the Persona 4 Arena Ultimax game. So it seems like Atlus has no problem in changing the outcome of their games.
Are you able to make others laugh with a well-timed joke? That's it, screw this!
In the latter part of the game, Ryoji is introduced as this new student in town. He's essentially Yellow Scarf Yosuke, but Igus can tell that boy ain't right. And it is confirmed that he's the personification of death. Huh, Yellow Scarf and suspenders. Didn't see that one coming. And was the manifestation of the ghostly boy you signed a contract with, but after bonding with Seize, he kindly gives you the option to kill him. In this ending, the protagonist kills Ryoji, and all of the memories of the game's events will be forgotten. The game will end in March with Akihiko and Mitsuo graduating, and Makoto, Junpei, and Yukari all going out to karaoke. The screen fades to a thin, implying that everyone was killed by the inevitable event of the fall, the event where Ryoji himself summons Nyx, a destroyer of planets, whose body is the moon rejoined with her psychic from all the shadows, ending all life in a cataclysmic event. That's dark.
There's a miniature camera near the ceiling. Does that mean one has been placed in each of our rooms as well? The camera's recording right now. Hello?
This is the ending everyone remembers. If you don't kill Ryoji, then you'll have time to get ready for the final battle. He then laments that you'll be able to stop the fall, before reappearing on January 31st as the avatar that will summon Nyx. Even after defeating him, he summons Nyx anyways, causing the protagonist to sacrifice himself as the Great Seal to, seal Nyx. As a literal door, he's able to retain his memories unlike everyone else. And 1 month later, in the lap of best robot waifu Aegis, dies on a rooftop, fulfilling the graduation promise he made to the other members of SEAS. Well, at least he doesn't die a virgin. So why bother playing a game where everyone knows you're just going to die at the end, no matter what you do? With re-releases, Atlus has a track record of adding a new true ending to their games, and hopefully with Reload, Atlus will give us the ending Makoto deserves.
This is just a what if, okay? If I happen to find the right guy someday, getting married might not be so terrible or something.
Who cares?
That's horrible. I can't believe you said that.
Here's the evidence. In Persona 4 Golden, we got the true ending, where the group is a little older and all the things that made them unique are now gone, with Chie and Naoto dressing more feminine, and Kanji no longer being the street punk. In P5R, Akechi is shown to be alive, and the biggest evidence we have is 2011's Catherine, which originally had 8 endings for protagonist Vincent. One, where he married Love You Long Time Catherine, or the Demon Lord ending with Succubus Catherine. In the 2019 full body re-release, we have a space alien ending for the third Catherine, and a true ending for Succubus Catherine, where she changes time and space to alter the first time she met Vincent. This leads to a future where they are married and have a family. My hope is that with the admission of Portable's events and Fez is the answer, we'll get an ending that will save Makoto and allow him to live the life that he and everyone fought for. Atlus at least let him graduate high school. And so we can forget about the answer being pure nightmare fuel. Let me show you what I mean.
Oh, right. I have just the thing.
Yamagishi, may I bother you for a second?
Yes, I'm coming!
It's not that important. Never mind. Just carry on.
As for FemC not being in the game, I think some people will be mad about this, but it was never her story to begin with. A lot was cut out just to make the story more general and rewritten through text. It's possible Atlus wanted to go the Pokemon route at the time, letting you pick the gender of your character, but in doing so, sacrificed a lot of the story. I'm not saying that the FemNC route is bad, since I've never played it, but the original story wasn't written with her in mind. It was a direction to get people to buy the game a third time. That would be like Atlus re-releasing Persona 5 again with a female Joker, removing cutscenes and social links just to resell the game again. And if she's a character that is really important to you as a player, well, at least now you have Persona 3 portable on modern consoles, instead of an old system that eventually is going to break.
Damn it, you defective machine!
The majority of gamers who played Persona 3 are excited for what's to come in Reload. Remakes like this are usually unheard of. The only one being this big was Final Fantasy VII Remake. So if you're someone who hasn't played this game yet, wait, because you're going to be in for something truly special that none of us have forgotten after all this time. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. And while you're at it, watch one of the shorts. They're pretty fun to make and a lot goes into them. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and remember, So, nah.